afternoon. Thank you for doing this Skype with us. I am Mason and I am in 5th grade. The next few questions are about you and being an author. When did you realize you wanted to write children's books?
I realized it. Actually, I was in 6th grade in a school, and I had a teacher I will never forget. His name was Mr. Beecroft. And he let me write stories that whole year and share them with the class. And that was the year that I just totally fell in love with writing and sharing stories and reading them out loud. And that was the year I decided to become a writer. And I have Mr. Beecroft to thank for that. Good question.
Hi, I'm Amaya and I'm in 4th grade. When and how did you decide to be an author?
I decided a long time ago that I would write, but I decided to be an author when my daughter Alicia was born. I had worked as a teacher up until this point, and when she would take a nap, I said, you know what, I'm going to go and write. And I lived in Syracuse at the time, and I decided to take some courses in journalism at Syracuse University, and I did, and I had fun with them. And that's when I actually started to write for magazines and newspapers. And then when I went back to teaching, the most amazing thing happened. I taught in a school just close to Syracuse, Manlius Pebble Hill School. And when I went in there to teach after those years I worked as a writer, I saw the best stories of all right inside my own school. And I have been writing those stories ever since. Thanks for the question. Good one, too.
I am Emily and I'm in 4th grade. What inspired you to be a published author?
You know, what really inspired me were the most amazing stories that I found in my classroom. That was the first book I ever wanted to get published. If you're not here, please raise your hand, because I found stories everywhere in my school when I went back to teaching. Caleb's desk was a mess, and I wrote about it. A girl in my class, I asked her where her spelling book was one day, and she said, I left my book in Hawaii. And I thought, that is such a great title for a poem, and I wrote the poem. So it was finding all those stories in my school that said, now I've got to publish a book. Took a long time, but I did. Thank you for that question. These are such good questions.
Hi, I'm Alexis and I am in 5th grade. Have you written any other books?
Oh my gosh, I was working on one this morning that I'm co-authoring with a friend. I think we're on revision 10,000 right now. We've revised it so many times, and you know what it's about? It's about a bookmark who's afraid of the pictures in books. And so he has to figure out how he can be a bookmark and not be afraid. And so what we're doing is we thought, the Navy SEALs, they're very, very brave people. We're going to have the bookmark learn what the Navy SEALs learn. And that's a book that I was working on this morning, but I've got lots of other ones. I've got one called A Fire Drill in My Underwear. A couple of summers ago, I found a blue frog in a pond. All the other frogs were green. One little frog was blue. Apparently there's like 1 in a million in North America that are blue. And so I wrote about the blue frog. So I lived in the Arctic for a year, and I go back many times to visit with the kids up there. And the last time I was up there, do you know what they had? Recess in the dark. Because it's the dark season. It's dark all day and it's dark all night. So I spent a lot of time on the playground with them, writing poems about recess in the dark. So I have a lot of other things I'm working on now, too.
I'm Cassidy and I'm in 6th grade. How do you feel knowing you are inspiring our school to read?
I am so happy. I'm absolutely thrilled because when I was a teacher, I loved teaching reading above everything. And then I became a reading specialist, and I said, this is so much fun, inspiring people to read. In fact, I was reading a book this morning called Big Magic, and I just don't know how people get through life without reading. So I am thrilled that I am inspiring the students of Hornell to read. And I hope you'll keep reading all your lives.
I am Natalie, and I am in 4th grade. These questions will be about your book. What inspired you to choose a pig as the character to kiss the principal and not another animal?
That's a good question, but you know what? I visited a school in Annandale, Virginia many years ago where a principal really kissed a pig when I was in the school. And now principals do crazy things, but back then I thought, why is the principal kissing a pig? And that's why I picked a pig, because it actually happened in the school I was in. Somebody else.
Hi, I am Ethan, and I am in 4th grade. Were you a principal, or did your principal kiss a pig?
No, I was never a principal, and my principal in my own schools never kissed a pig, but I will tell you, I have been in schools all over now where principals have kissed pigs. In fact, there's a pig called Daisy Minor, and he goes around visiting schools all the time just for principals to kiss him. But no, and he came one day, he was in a school and I was there too, and I didn't really want to kiss him, and somehow I got out of it, and I was really lucky. Good question. I always feel sorry for the principals. Did your principal kiss a pig?
He's gonna.
Oh, he's gonna kiss a pig. Oh, that'll be so good.
What has he kissed?
A guinea pig.
Oh, so he's practicing with the guinea pig?
Yes.
That was our first
Good
one.
practice.
And what's the second one?
A baby pig.
A baby pig.
And then he's moving up to a big pig?
Yes.
Oh, that's a whole story right there, isn't it? He starts with the guinea pig, then he does a little baby pig, and then he's got the big challenge of the big pig. You guys are all going to have to write about that.
I'm Gabriella, and I am in 4th grade. Have you ever kissed a pig?
I have never kissed a pig, luckily. And I don't really want to. I kind of feel sorry for your principal, although it sounds like he's getting a lot of good practice. But maybe I'm worried that one day, since I wrote the pig book, one day I'm going to be out there and I'm going to get forced to kiss a pig. But so far it hasn't happened.
Hi, I'm Natalie, and I'm in 5th grade. Why did Hamlet fall in love with the principal?
Well, you know what? Some people say that they take one look at somebody and they fall in love. And that's what happened to Hamlet. He took one look at the principal, Miss Juliet, and his heart just went crazy. And in that moment, he fell in love.
I am Connor, and I'm in 5th grade. If you had to choose another animal, what would it have been?
If I picked another animal? I have written actually about a duck. I wrote a story. It's kind of a weird title. It's called Quack-a-Doodle-Doo, but it's about a duck. And then I also am working on a story with my daughter about a penguin that loves to write poetry and gets invited to the White House to share his poetry. So I have picked 2 other animals, a duck and a penguin, so far. Maybe there'll be another one I see. Actually, I live on a river, and I can see it's either some kind of weird animal crossing over the river in the snow right now. So I think it might be a wolf. But I've never really seen a wolf out there. Here we have somebody else coming up.
I am Michelle, and I am in 5th grade. We noticed that the book is dedicated to your Aunt Irene. It sounds like she had a big impact on your life. How did she impact your life?
Aren't you guys great to come up with a question about the dedication? I've got to tell you a story about my Aunt Irene. When I was a little girl, I would go and visit her, and she lived with my grandma. I'm Greek, and in Greek, grandma is Yaya. And so I would go to my Yaya's house, and my Aunt Irene would give me, my sister and I, her bedroom. But in her bedroom, she didn't really have a bed. She had all these bookshelves filled with books. And then there was this sofa that she'd pull out and make into a bed. And I thought, anybody who doesn't have room for a bed and has bookshelves all over their room, I decided there had to be something in those books that I really wanted to figure out what it was. And so my Aunt Irene really inspired me by her love of books. She shared it with me just being in that bedroom and looking at all of them when I'd wake up in the morning. My goodness, you guys have great questions.
I am Shawn and I am in sixth grade. We would like to thank you for Skyping with us this afternoon. It has been very exciting. Thank you for inspiring our school to read.
Great. Do you want me to end with a poem? Would you like me to read you one last poem?
Yes, please.
Or one poem? I'll read you one that, let's see, I did put a couple of poems out here, but this is one that you have to figure out. See if somebody can figure it out. It's called She Breaks All the Classroom Rules. She breaks all the classroom rules. She chews her toes. She burps. She drools. She screams. She cries without a care and goes to the bathroom anywhere. But we love her and think it's cool. Can anybody guess what it is?
A dog.
A dog?
Yeah.
Close. Anybody else? It's something that happens in a school sometimes.
Just answer.
A baby.
Yeah.
A baby?
He got it! And the last stanza is, but we love her and think it's cool when the teacher's baby comes to school. That's one that I'm working on right now.
That's
So
awesome.
you guys have been so much fun to talk with. You know, I've never done this before with anybody else. And then when Mrs. Walter said to do it, I said, you know, I got to be brave and try this because so many people are asking me. So I want to thank you too for letting me experiment with you guys and be your guinea pig this afternoon.
Well, Kalli, thank you very much. It's been great getting in touch with you through the whole process. As you heard the kids say, I did kiss the guinea pig at 3,000 bucks. Where our next challenge is for 6,000 bucks, and we are at 5,500 right now. So March, I think the 18th, something like that, is my next pig. His name is Maxwell. Is a mini micro pig, and our last one will be in June, about the second to last week of June. That will be a much larger pig.
Wow, you are doing a pig story there that I've never heard of before.
Yeah,
I
so
love it. I
so
love it.
we just thought to break it up throughout the year and give them different challenges. The kids have, I don't know if it's fortunately or unfortunately, have risen to the challenge. But it has taken on a life of its own within our building, and we have you to thank for that. And our committee, we have called it Building Leadership Team, who came up with the idea. And so we have embraced it, the schools embraced it, the students have embraced it. When you come here to visit maybe sometime down in the future, if you ever are here, we have, everybody has pink t-shirts that say, Pig Out on Reading, and it's got a pig face on it, and reading a book. Make sure we read, we'll have to wear those t-shirts that day. Just a lot of different things the kids are very involved in and have done a great job of this. And so your book and Hamlet have inspired us to get to that goal of 9,000 by June. And we're well on our way.
This is the highest compliment I could give a school. If I was a kid, I'd love to be in your school.
Well,
You're
thank you very
having
much.
So much fun.
Thank you. And I really appreciate you doing a test run with us on the Skype for yourself. And hopefully other schools can enjoy the same experience.
Well, thank you so much, and thank you, Mrs. Walter, too. And thank you all.
Thank you.
The questions were wonderful. Thank you,
Thank
guys.
you.
Guys, thank you.
Thank you so much.
Bye-bye.
Thank you, Kalli.